What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Up until now, you guys were able to watch me consume coffee in a bunch of my previous videos. However, I actually stopped drinking it about 1.5 months ago. I really completely cut it out of my life, and in this video, I want to elaborate on why I've made that decision for myself. To begin with, I've always been someone who consumed coffee for the effect and not for the taste or the enjoyment. However, I do believe my negative feelings towards coffee aren't as strong as they initially were because my body got used to the taste, and growing into coffee culture kind of romanticized the whole concept of it, so I went with the flow. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure I'll have some coffee again in my life. I mean, as I said, I got used to the taste and I like the coffee culture. Besides that, I had a couple of espressos in Milan 3 weeks ago, so I'm not as strict about it. I just cut it out of my daily life because when I started consuming 3 to 4 coffees a day, I started noticing the negative impact it had on me. Coffee has a lot of great antioxidants and it can be really healthy if you balance the dosage well. It's more the caffeine that's an issue. If you're a coffee drinker, I'm sure you've done this research at some point. Because of the caffeine, coffee does promote anxiety and it can become an addictive habit. However, what was the issue for me is that it can impact your sleep. During the week, I currently get up at 6:30 in the morning because of civil service. So the kick that caffeine gave me definitely became a necessity. However, about 2 months ago, I started noticing a decrease in the quality of my sleep. And at first, I was just like, it could be a coincidence. I just didn't sleep well. However, when I then started researching about coffee and the side effects it can have, and I kind of knew that it can impact your sleeping habits, I started to question whether that was the thing that caused it, because it became an ongoing thing. And at some point, it started to affect my mood and my mental health. Because if you don't sleep well, you don't feel well and you're a bit down and you don't know what it is. So it took me a week or two to pinpoint that it could be the coffee that was causing my sleep quality to just nosedive. But to myself, I thought I'd need some sort of energy kick. I can't get up at 6:30, do civil service, then work out, have a class in whatever. I'm also only human. So I remembered that there was matcha. Yeah, I'm gonna spoil it. I now drink matcha instead of coffee. The relationship I have with matcha is a bit more controlled. I don't drink 3 to 4 or even more a day. I keep it at 2. My sleep is great. I'm not promoting matcha. I'm just telling my story and maybe it's gonna help you too. So we're now at a bit more than 6 weeks ago, right? So I was in the headspace of, I'm young, let's try something new. I know that coffee has a bunch of negative side effects. Besides that, it can also turn your teeth yellow, and I've always been a bit insecure about the color of my teeth. So for me, that was another reason to Luckily, I've never been a naturally anxious person, so I can't really say that coffee increased anxiety or stress because I'm a very easygoing and careless person. I think I often care a bit too little about things that should matter a bit more. But I don't want to get too factual. Back then, I just did some research about coffee and found out about a bunch of negative things it can cause. The only positive things were the antioxidants, and because I'm a man, it can apparently increase the quality of my sex drive or something, but we all know that's irrelevant. So moving on, I fell in love with matcha. Not only because it has anti-aging side effects, but because back then it felt like to me it has as many positive points as coffee did negative ones. So I kind of switched the lane. So I did my research on matcha. Matcha has great effects on intoxication, on your organs, on weight loss, on basically everything. However, when it came to actually turning the matcha into a habit and removing the coffee, all it took was a good week. I got a 30-gram box of matcha powder from a local drugstore, tried it out with an espresso frother that you can see in the Matcha Latte taste testing video. So to myself, I thought, I'm trying to become the best possible version of myself. My sleep habits suck. Coffee kind of makes my teeth yellow. It's not making me feel great. I'm dead like 3 hours after I consume a cup. And then I have matcha, which apparently is this great thing with all these amazing side effects. So chop chop, let's drop this nasty habit and switch to the great green powder. And that's what I did. And I'm happier than ever. Something that really strikes me is the different kinds of energy highs they give you. So with coffee, it's kind of like a up, and then you disaster, it's like a nosedive. Kind of like my sleep quality. But with matcha, it's a natural energy acceleration increase, I don't know. And then it stays on the level and smoothly you go down again. I wouldn't say I feel as energetic after a cup of matcha as I would after a cup of coffee or especially an espresso, but I do feel awake and it's a nice kind of energy. It's not so intense and then you don't have the low. Matcha doesn't give you the low and it has a much shorter afterlife. The afterlife is how long it stays in your body, and the thing with coffee is, especially if you consume it after 2 p.m., it's most likely gonna stay in your system until you fall asleep, and that's when your sleep quality starts to decrease. So yeah, that's basically it. I have 2 cups of matcha now a day, one in the morning and one after lunch. I sleep like a baby and I can't really complain about anything else. I hope I didn't go off topic. I had no organization for this video whatsoever. I don't even know how long it's gonna be, but I thought it would be something interesting to share because, objectively speaking, I think this is a step towards the best possible version of myself yet again. But yeah, I'm very happy with what I'm putting into my body at the moment, and at the end of the day, that's all that counts. Okay, yeah, that maybe came across as a bit ambiguous, but we're surviving and thriving, and I couldn't be happier. I know for a fact I'll have coffee again someday, especially the iced coffee and the cold brew. No one can take that enjoyment from me. And it's not necessary. It was just about cutting it out of my daily life because I actually started noticing negative effects. I mean, I didn't notice negative effects for the first 2 months when I started drinking coffee. It was only when I had around 4 a day, which makes sense. You know, that's not a balance. That's a bit much. And I feel like that's the risk with coffee. You know, you kind of feel the energy high and you need more and more and more. It's an addiction. So yeah, I just cut it out and I feel great. So yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was somewhat interesting to you. I just felt like sharing it with you guys. I'm not telling you to drop coffee, I just wanted to share my story. So regardless of if you care or not, I hope this video was somewhat interesting and entertaining to you guys. I just wanted to share it with you. So definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments and take care. Bye.